And just before we go tonight, it's time to bring you today's top story. And the top story today is that involving the former Minister of Power, Saleh Mamman, who has now been convicted of 33.8 billion naira in alleged money laundering case. So let's see what people have to say about this on X. Qadri Ahmed O says that's better. Current ministers should be careful because they won't be left alone. We must probe all of them. Okay. And moving on from there, Fearless 100 says 33.8 billion naira meant for power projects allegedly vanished while Nigerians kept living in darkness. But this is why accountability in leadership should never be negotiable. Accountability at every level. Aminu Bello says at least by jailing some crooks over corruption-related issues, it's a welcome development. But let them complete their jail term without the unnecessary state pardon to serve as a lesson to others. So Aminu Bello feels, okay, if they are sentenced, please let them serve out their term. No pardon coming from any quarter. But Sheikh Ibrahim Mohammed says, hardly a public officer will occupy office without laundering. What do you think? And Fatwa Ashe says, if the report is accurate, the key focus will likely be ongoing legal proceedings and the tracing the funds involved in the case. The EFCC spoke about, tracing a certain property that some of the proceeds of this action were actually used for. That irregular Edo guy says, but this is exactly what happens when public office becomes a compensation package instead of a merit-based call to serve. Do you share this sentiment? Mr. Ajay says 33.8 billion naira was embezzled by only one person. Death sentence should be introduced as penalty for embezzlement in this country. Do you think we should go all out to have the death penalty for people who embezzle a national treasury? Well, Reverend Canon Tochukwu Sagashio says, I worked closely with Saleh Mamman several years ago in PPA under Dr. Orji Uzor Kalu as BOT chairman. I can't believe he has the tendency to amass so much wealth. EFCC should do their due diligence to ascertain it's the same person. So apparently, Reverend Sagashio has worked with him in the past, and he just cannot fathom, how this came to be. He thinks the EFCC should really check and be sure that is the same person they're talking about. Well, Tell Another Bro says, Saleh Mamman chopped 33.8 billion naira from Mambila and Zungeru Lights project, buy houses and enjoy. Now, he gets 12-count conviction. This not the same man wasted the high governorship ticket recently. Niger corruption no dey tire. Arrest warrant don't land. Make EFCC do the needful sharp. Where the money dey? Well, that's the big question. Where is the money? Nada Ibrahim says, imagine this, and you want us to have power. The day we get serious, we will follow the China model of death penalty for corruption. Another person voicing that opinion. Fabrizio Romano says, given that Mamman was rearrested in 2023 for a 22 billion naira fraud that later expanded to 33.8 billion naira, yet still attempted a political comeback in April of 2025, how effectively are Nigeria's anti-corruption and party vetting mechanisms actually preventing convicted or charged officials from seeking public office? Real questions there. IDY said, well, these are things we want to hear, and let our commonwealth be recovered and make certain that Nigerians live the life they deserve. Okay, Big Dan says, LOL, if you don't align, they will come for you. Yet it's a welcome development. Next time, he will learn to leave office clean. All right, that's the much we will be able to take at this time. But keep sending those comments and remember to tag TVC News NG. We might just be able to take yours at 10 p.m. That is TVC News at 7. For more updates on the stories we're monitoring here, our website is a go-to place, www.tvcnews.tv. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and X at TVC News NG. We have updates for you on WhatsApp and Telegram at TVC News Nigeria. And you can watch us live on YouTube 24/7 at TVC News Nigeria. Thank you for watching. I'm Ambassador Adedira Derby. I'll see you at 10, but coming up after now is Politics Tonight. Stay with us.